This is how millionaires win the lottery. Just listen. Not with luck, not by chance, but by an inner certainty that bends the outer world to obey. The secret is not in the numbers on the ticket, nor in the store you buy it from, nor in the specific day you choose to play. The secret is buried deeper in the silence between your thoughts, in the quiet certainty of knowing before it happens. The world rushes, analyzes, calculates odds, and fills itself with doubt. But the few who know how this truly works understand that none of that matters. What matters is the feeling, the inner knowing that you are already the winner, that the wealth has already arrived, that your name is already written on the prize. The masses believe that winning the lottery is an external event, but the millionaire who wins it knows it's an internal alignment. They don't wait to see the numbers fall into place before they celebrate. They celebrate first. They rejoice first. They walk like winners long before the announcement ever comes. They already live in the house. They already hear their voice echo in the mansion. They already taste the expensive wine. They already sleep in the softness of wealth. They have already bought the ticket, not the physical one, but the spiritual one, the one created in the invisible realm. And once you possess that, the physical has no choice but to follow. You don't get what you want. You get who you are. And the one who becomes a winner in consciousness wins before the rest of the world even sees a change. The winning ticket is consciousness. It is conviction. It is imagination believed. The real jackpot isn't money. It's awareness. Awareness of your divine power to assume a state and rest in it until it hardens into fact. You do not wait for reality to give you permission to feel rich. You feel rich and reality bows. That's the difference. That's how millionaires win. That's how they win in business. That's how they win in silence. And yes, that's how they win the lottery. They don't pray and beg and plead. They don't tell the universe, please make me rich. They don't say, I hope I win. They say, I am the one who wins. They live from the end. They see themselves holding the check. They rehearse the feeling of walking out of the store with the ticket in their pocket, knowing it's the one, not hoping, knowing. It is a sacred knowing, a silent thunder, a vibration that cannot be shaken. When the mind wanders to doubt, they do not entertain it. They bring themselves back to the scene, the moment after the win, the celebration, the calls they would make, the way their heart would feel. They live it, and so they win it. The power of imagination is everything. Not fantasy, not idle daydreaming, but sustained inner knowing. The kind of vision you return to daily, hourly, moment to moment. The kind of vision that feels more real than the outside world. The kind of vision that overrides logic, that smiles in the face of odds, that dissolves fear. The world says it's impossible, but you say it is done. Because in your world, within your imagination, it is already finished. You must understand that wealth begins with an assumption, not with a job, not with a scheme, not with a strategy, but with an assumption. I am wealthy, not I will be, not maybe one day, but I am. The present tense is the only tense the universe hears. And once you speak it, once you feel it, once you dwell in it, the outer world bends. It must. It is law. The law responds to your inner world, not your outer effort. It responds to the posture of your soul, not the sweat of your brow. Action without inner conviction is empty, but stillness filled with inner belief is a mighty force. So when they win the lottery, it is not because they were lucky. It is because they knew. They knew so deeply, so firmly, that their knowing changed the vibration of their entire being. They walked into stores differently. They touched tickets differently. Their very breath was a prayer of certainty. They had already built the house in their mind, and the money was just the final piece to match what was already finished. The world simply filled in the blanks. The numbers aligned to reflect what already existed within them. And you can do the same. The moment you stop chasing and start assuming, everything changes. The moment you drop the doubt and embrace the feeling of the wish fulfilled. The moment you live in the victory instead of longing for it. The moment you become it. The lottery is yours. Not because of luck, because of law. The law of assumption, the law of being, the law of consciousness, whatever name you give it. It is always at work, and it works perfectly. But you must listen. Listen not to the noise outside, not to the statistics, not to the voices of fear. Listen to the quiet voice within, the whisper that says, it's already yours. That whisper is the truest thing about you. It is not your bank balance that defines you. It is not your current situation. It is not what others say. It is that inner feeling, that quiet confidence, that moves mountains. Let the outside world scream about reality. Let them tell you about odds and probabilities. But you deal in certainties born of inner truth. You live from vision, not from sight. You cannot half believe and expect full manifestation. You cannot dip your toe in wealth and expect to bathe in riches. You must dive in. You must saturate your mind with the feeling. Sleep in the mansion in your mind. Drive the car in your consciousness. Hear the applause of victory in your soul before a single thing shifts on the outside. That is how millionaires win. That is how they manifest empires. That is how they turn invisible thoughts into physical gold. Do you understand the power you hold? Every time you imagine, you create. Every time you feel as if it's done, you open the gates. The lottery is not something you win once. It is something you align with again and again. It is not a lucky moment. It is a repeated decision, a chosen vibration, a way of being. The money comes after. The prize comes later. The feeling comes first. This is not magic. This is not superstition. This is law. You have imagined before, and it came to pass. You have feared before, and it came to pass. Why would it be different now? You are the operant power, the cause, the beginning of all results in your life. So begin with conviction. Begin with the end. Begin with the truth that you are already the winner. Begin where the millionaire begins. Not with facts, but with faith. Not with eyes, but with imagination. They ask, how could I believe such a thing when I have no evidence? But belief does not need evidence. Belief is the evidence. Belief is the proof of things not seen. If you can see it in your mind and feel it in your body, you are on the path to it. The world simply has to catch up. That is why you persist. That is why you ignore the outside. That is why you say thank you before you have the prize in hand. Because it's already yours. You simply walked into the timeline where you win. The numbers aligned to your vibration. The universe rearranged to reflect your internal truth. You become the version of yourself who has already won. And the world must agree. It must deliver the version of reality that matches you. So change you, and all changes. You are not waiting on the prize. The prize is waiting on you, to believe, to assume, to declare that it is done. Don't hope. Don't wish. Don't beg. Just become. Become the winner. Think like one. Speak like one. Move like one. Dwell in that feeling, and the rest will unfold with precision and certainty. The world may not understand. They may call it delusion. But the millionaire knows that what the world calls delusion is just creation in progress. What they call crazy is often prophecy. You are not here to convince others. You are here to assume your birthright. You are here to walk boldly in the unseen, until it becomes seen. You are here to imagine boldly, live boldly, feel boldly, because boldness precedes blessing. Fear keeps you broke. Faith makes you rich, and faith is not blind. Faith is deeply felt knowing. Beyond the five senses. You are not small. You are not powerless. You are not separate from the source. You are the channel, the vessel, the operant force. So act like it. Assume the throne of your life. The moment you say, I am the winner, and mean it, the universe moves. The moment you close your eyes and feel the prize in your hand, the moment you relax and say, thank you, as if it already happened, the lottery is won. It will be no surprise when it shows up. You will not be shocked. You will smile calmly, knowing it was always yours. You may celebrate outwardly, yes, but inwardly you knew all along, because you walked with the feeling of wealth, and wealth cannot deny the one who claims it. You already lived the moment, so when it arrives it is only natural. It is just the next logical step in your unfolding. So remember this, they don't win because they're lucky. They win because they are aligned, because they listen within, because they feel it real. You can do the same. You can do it now. Close your eyes. See the numbers. Feel the check. Hear your name announced. Taste the victory. Smell the money. Hear the car doors. Feel the keys in your palm. Walk through the home in your spirit. And stay there. Stay there and do not move. Do not let the outside world pull you back to lack. Do not let your current bank balance distract you. Do not let time deceive you. What you see with your eyes is only the echo of past beliefs. What you feel within is the beginning of a new world. Stay in that inner mansion. Let your feet walk in old shoes while your mind wears gold. Let the silence of your room thunder with wealth. Let your heart pump with certainty, even if your hands tremble. You are not here to react. You are here to create, and creation begins in stillness, not struggle. Every thought you think is a mold. Every feeling you sustain is clay, and reality is shaped accordingly. You are not sculpting marble. You are sculpting moments, opportunities, alignments. When you imagine winning, you give birth to it. When you persist in that feeling, you carry it to term. When you speak from the end, the world hurries to confirm your truth. There is no lottery too big. There is no amount too high. There is only you, and what you dare to claim. The money does not care who wins. The numbers are not biased. They respond to the vibration of conviction. You may say, but others have tried and failed. That is not your concern. Others have also imagined poverty and received it. Others have doubted, and got exactly what their doubt created. You are not others. You are consciousness itself, choosing a new identity. You are not playing a game of chance. You are walking a path of law, and that law bends to your inner world. That law obeys the dominion of your assumption. So what will you assume now? Will you continue to wait for a miracle? Or will you become the miracle? Will you chase the prize? Or will you live as if you already have it? The millionaire who wins the lottery is not shocked. They are fulfilled. They are settled in the spirit of course. They do not check their ticket with desperation. They already celebrated when they bought it. They already danced when they chose the numbers. They already said thank you when they printed it. The rest is just physical confirmation of an internal truth. Every time you think, what if I lose? You are planting a seed of delay. But when you think it is done, you are fertilizing the ground of certainty. Water that belief. Return to it daily. Speak it aloud. Feel it in your bones. Make it your new normal. Not just when you meditate. Not just in silence, but all day. Walk like the winner. Talk like the winner. Think like the winner. Become so saturated with success that the world has no choice but to agree. Imagination is not a toy. It is the architect of your life. Use it deliberately. Use it consistently. Use it unapologetically. Others may scoff. Let them. They are the ones waiting for signs. You are the one creating them. You are not hoping to win. You are already living as the winner. And because you do, you will. There is no need to convince, no need to explain. Just assume, embody, and receive. When you go to sleep tonight, do not drift off in worry. Lay your head in wealth. Rest in the victory. Let your final thought be, thank you for this abundance. Not because it's coming, but because it's already here. Let your dreams replay the scenes of winning, not as fantasy, but as memory. Let your inner world become more vivid than the outer. That is the secret. That is the master key. That is how the unseen becomes seen. That is how the impossible becomes ordinary. Continue to walk with the feeling. Continue to hold the image. When doubts whisper, return stronger. When the mind wants proof, offer faith. Faith is your vision's fuel. It is the bridge from imagination to manifestation. You do not need a reason. You do not need logic. You only need to know that what you accept within, the world must accept without. So if today you say, I am the lottery winner, then hold it, breathe it, live from it. Not 1 foot in, 1 foot out, but completely, with all of you. And do not break your stance for anyone or anything. The outer will test you, not because it has power, but because it reflects what you accept. And you accept only victory, now. And when the world does not immediately mirror your inner assumption, you do not flinch. You do not lower your vibration to match the absence. You raise your awareness to dwell in fulfillment. The outer world is a photograph of past thoughts. It takes time to develop, but your imagination is the projector. When the film changes, the image must follow. So you remain faithful. You remain loyal to the unseen. The unseen is not nothing. It is everything. It is the first form, the causal realm, the birthplace of all you call real. Once the feeling is real within you, nothing outside you can stop it. Delay is not denial. Silence is not rejection. It is simply the space between planting and harvest. You are not here to guess. You are here to know. You are here to declare. You are here to receive. The lottery ticket you buy is only the shadow of the true ticket. the one you hold in consciousness. That is the real prize. That is where it all begins. And when you treat it as the real substance, the outer becomes secondary. You no longer need reassurance. You no longer need evidence. Your state becomes your anchor. The body follows the mind. Reality follows assumption. You have practiced feeling poor, feeling unworthy, feeling unlucky, and those feelings bore fruit. Now practice the opposite. Practice certainty. Practice abundance. Practice winning. Rehearse it in your chest, in your breath, in your posture. Rehearse it so often that it feels ordinary. That's the trick. Not to make it extraordinary, but to make it natural. What you normalize, you realize. If wealth still feels foreign, it will not stay. But if it feels like home, it will never leave. The millionaire is not shocked by wealth. They are familiar with it. They are intimate with the frequency of overflow. They do not wonder how it will come. They know it must. They know the universe always aligns with the dominant belief. So they tend their beliefs like a garden. They uproot doubt. They water certainty. They bask in gratitude, not as ritual but as reality. Gratitude is not something they do after the win. It's what causes the win. It is the language of alignment. It is the sound of inner confirmation. You are being invited to step into this way of life. Not for a day, not just for a lottery ticket, but for everything. For every dream, every goal, every imagined reality. This is not a technique. This is your true nature. To imagine and receive, to assume and express, to feel it real, and see it made flesh. That is what you are here for. You are not here to struggle through logic. You are not here to hustle your way to peace. You are here to live from knowing, to walk from the end, to occupy the state of fulfillment until the world yields to your inner truth. So the next time you hear of someone winning millions, do not say how lucky they are. Say instead, how aligned they were. Ask not what store sold the ticket. Ask what thoughts they carried. Ask what they believed before the numbers rolled. Ask what state they lived in. Not the state on their ID, but the state in their soul. The state is everything. And you can choose your state now, in this very breath, in this very heartbeat. Because the moment you choose, creation begins. The moment you assume, life starts to bend. The moment you feel the result, the process is already complete in the unseen. You are never waiting on the universe. It is always waiting on you, waiting on your decision to be the one who wins, the one who rises, the one who leads the dance between thought and form. So don't hesitate, don't delay, don't second guess the power you hold. This entire world, every single moment of it, is shaped by imaginal acts, some conscious, most unconscious. But now you are becoming conscious. Now you are no longer living by default. You are choosing. You are stepping into the identity of the one who receives, not with effort but with expectancy. The one who trusts in the unseen and knows it is more powerful than the seen. The one who does not ask if it is coming but declares it is already here. The world may not clap for you yet. It may not see what you are becoming. But that does not matter. You are not waiting for applause. You are walking silently in truth. And truth does not need approval. It only needs to be lived. You walk with the prize inside you, and the world catches up. You carry the vibration of millions, and soon the bank does too. You speak from abundance, and the money flows to match the tone of your words. You act like the winner, and life confirms it with every unfolding scene. Don't look to the outside for permission to believe. Don't wait for circumstances to show signs. You are the sign. You are the proof. You are the evidence of a truth so deep it doesn't need to be proven. Only embodied. When the mind says it's not here yet, the soul replies, it's already done. You override the senses with spirit. You override the seen with the felt. You override the temporary with the eternal. Every time you hear that small voice of doubt, smile. Not because it has power, but because you know now how to respond. You do not argue. You do not beg. You return. You return to the state, to the feeling, to the knowing. You slip back into the scene of victory, as if it were your favorite memory. You visit it often, until it is no longer a visit but a home. And from that home, everything flows. This is how millionaires win the lottery. This is how destinies shift, not through chance, through consciousness, not by force, by feeling, not through hustle, through harmony. They do not play the game the world plays. They play in a higher arena, one where imagination is law, and inner conviction shapes matter. This arena is not exclusive. It's not reserved for the few. It is available to all, but only those who dare to believe enter. And you are already inside. The moment you chose to believe, you stepped into that sacred chamber. The moment you felt it real, you crossed the line. The world may still see you as before, but that is only because it is echoing your old beliefs. Keep going. Let the echo fade. The new sound, the new reality, the new wealth is already singing beneath the surface, and soon it will break through. You are no longer asking for a miracle. You are becoming the living embodiment of one. You are no longer wishing for wealth. You are walking in the certainty of abundance. You are no longer looking for signs. You are the sign, the signal, the vibration that sets all manifestation in motion. The world rearranges itself not around what you say, but around what you are. And what you are is determined by what you accept as true, what you entertain as natural, what you embody without compromise. So now, as you move through your day, carry this inner treasure with you. Let your steps be steady, not rushed. Let your voice carry the quiet authority of one who already knows. Let your thoughts no longer wander into the realm of what if it doesn't, but remain rooted in since it already has. Let your emotions mirror the gratitude of the prize already claimed, not the anxious hope of a prize yet to come. Your job is not to make it happen. Your job is to feel it happened. Your job is not to figure out the how. Your job is to rest in the done. Let the mechanics of the universe handle the details. Let the unseen currents deliver what your state has already prepared. Do not chase after the money. You have already magnetized it to your being. Do not look outside. The transformation happened within. The outer is simply unfolding in perfect timing, step by step, scene by scene, according to the script you authored in your imagination. You are not playing small anymore. You are not circling around truth. You are living in it. You are walking proof that reality is elastic, that fate is flexible, that the world bends to the will of the one who knows how to assume. You are no longer a seeker. You are a finder. You are no longer waiting. You are fulfilling. Every breath, every glance, every quiet moment of your day is now infused with the energy of already done. Stay in that energy. Let it become your normal. Let it become your identity. And soon the world will catch up. The numbers will align. The ticket will hit. The bank will swell. The people around you will say, "How did it happen?" And you'll smile, not in arrogance, but in the calm certainty of one who knows that everything begins within. That is the only place it ever begins. There will come a moment when the world can no longer deny what you've known all along. A moment when the seen aligns perfectly with what you've long accepted in the unseen. That moment isn't in the future. It exists now, in consciousness, waiting to be expressed. Time is not your obstacle. Time is your servant. It stretches or collapses according to your belief. If you say it will take years, it will. If you say it is already mine, it responds in kind. The millionaires who win have no concern for time. They are not watching clocks. They are not counting down days. They are too immersed in the state of already having won. Their fulfillment is timeless, and so their manifestation is inevitable. Each breath you take in the state of fulfillment accelerates the process. Each thought aligned with the truth of your desire sharpens the clarity of its arrival. You do not need to repeat affirmations endlessly like a machine. You need only feel them once with full conviction. That one true moment of embodied belief is more powerful than 1,000 words said without faith. The universe listens not to your words, but to your feeling. It listens to your being, to the vibration you radiate when no one is watching. It matches what you are, not what you say you want. This is why you must guard your inner conversation. Speak to yourself as the winner. Answer the phone in your imagination as the millionaire. Walk into the store as the one who already won. Pick up the ticket with the knowing that you and the winning moment are magnetically drawn together. When you feel that, when you rest in that state, the outer circumstances will shift with mathematical precision. You do not force it. You do not beg for it. You live from it. You are becoming something the world hasn't seen from you before. Not a new version of you, the real version of you. The one who never needed permission to receive. The one who never needed proof to believe. The one who never needed to hustle for what is already theirs. And as this version becomes your new normal, the miraculous becomes inevitable. Not by chance, but by choice. Not because of fate, but because of identity. Do you feel it now? That silent power inside you, that current of certainty that whispers, yes, this is who I am. Hold that, stay with it, live from it, and watch, not with impatience, but with peaceful confidence, as the world unveils what you've already claimed. Because this is how millionaires win the lottery. They do not wait. They do not wish. They do not try. They listen within, assume the feeling, and then they walk it out, moment by moment, breath by breath, until the world has no choice but to deliver. The delivery never feels foreign to them. It does not feel like a shock. It feels like recognition. It feels like a return. Because long before the physical moment arrived, they had already lived it 1,000 times in the silence of their soul. They had already smiled holding the check, already walked through the front doors of their new home, already heard the tone of their voice change when they spoke with financial ease, already felt the joy of freedom breathing through their lungs. The event was simply the final confirmation of an identity fully accepted within. That is what you are doing now. Accepting. Not asking, not negotiating, not proving, simply accepting. Accepting that what you feel deeply, what you embody sincerely, must express itself. Not might, not maybe, must. The world outside has no choice. It has no will of its own. It must mirror the inner world of the one who dares to assume boldly. And when that assumption becomes fixed, when it becomes natural, when it becomes your living, breathing truth, the world rushes to reflect it. This is the great secret. Not found in probability charts, not hidden in statistics, not locked behind effort or force. It lives within the quiet center of your being, where you are free to feel anything into form, where you are free to decide who you are and what your life reveals. This is the place millionaires dwell, not in their mansions, those came later, not in their bank accounts, those came second. They dwell in a place within themselves, where wealth was always real, always theirs, always present. You now stand at that same threshold. The question is not whether the lottery will be won. The question is whether you will become the one who wins. Whether you will dwell in the feeling long enough, whether you will stay loyal to the unseen long enough, whether you will assume the state fully enough that the outer world must respond, not as a reward, but as a reflection. So carry yourself now, as if the shift has already occurred. Let no doubt disturb the calm center of your knowing. Let no delay convince you of absence. Let no outer lack define your inner wealth. You are not seeking proof. You are walking proof. The one who wins the lottery is not the one who waits to see. It is the one who sees within and holds that vision until it appears without. And every day that you return to that vision, every moment that you feel from it, rather than toward it, the closer the bridge of incidents moves you to its physical unfolding. You will begin to notice small confirmations, a conversation that aligns, a moment of strange synchronicity, a number that repeats. These are not coincidences. They are echoes of your state, signs that the outer is bending to your inner decree. Don't celebrate prematurely, and don't doubt prematurely either. Simply return, again and again, to the scene within, to the tone of certainty, to the quiet gratitude that expects nothing because it knows everything is already given. Let this become your rhythm. Let this become your way of being. You no longer speak of someday. You speak from now. You no longer imagine to escape reality. You imagine to shape it. You no longer dwell in longing. You dwell in fulfillment. The winner's circle is not a place you reach, it's a place you remember. A place you return to within yourself. It is always available. It is never closed. But it will not open to those who knock in fear. It opens to those who enter in faith. And when that moment comes, when you hold the winning ticket, when the world gasps at your sudden luck, when your bank account explodes into abundance, you won't be surprised. You won't feel it was sudden. You will smile. Not because the win changed you, but because it revealed you. You always knew. You always felt it. You always walked with it. And now, it's just catching up. Because in truth, the manifestation is the echo, the residue of the real work, which always happens in silence, in imagination, in the unseen spaces where belief takes root and becomes law. By the time the ticket is drawn, by the time the headlines shout your name, by the time the zeros appear in your account, you will have long since completed the journey, not in miles, but in consciousness. You didn't get lucky. You got aligned. You didn't hope harder. You knew deeper. And now the outer confirms what the inner declared. Others may marvel, may question, may try to decode your steps. They may ask what numbers you chose, what technique you followed, what trick you used. But you know the truth. The numbers were never the key. The key was your state. The key was your unshakable decision to dwell in the reality you desired. Not later, not someday, but now. You became it. You embodied it. You honored it, until it could not help but appear in the mirror of your life. And you will continue this way. The lottery was not the end. It was just another chapter. You've now unlocked the process. You've realized that nothing is too big, nothing too distant, nothing too miraculous. The same way you won this, you will win again and again. Not because you have a secret edge over others, but because you finally chose to believe in your power. You chose to treat imagination as reality. You chose to see yourself differently, to walk, breathe, and exist from the feeling of already done. And now that you've seen it once, you'll never unsee it. You'll never doubt again. You'll never live from hope again. You will live from knowing. And in that knowing, all things, yes, all things, are not only possible, they are inevitable. You'll begin to move through life with a quiet ease, a presence that speaks before you ever say a word. People will notice something has changed in you, though they won't be able to define it. They'll feel it. The calm, the certainty, the energy of someone who doesn't need to chase what already belongs to them. And you won't try to explain. Because how do you explain that the world is simply keeping pace with your inner reality? How do you describe to someone that what they call luck is what you call law? And so your focus will not be on outcomes, but on states, on the only thing that truly matters. You'll become more interested in where you dwell within than in where you appear to be without, because you now understand all change begins there. You are no longer trying to fix the mirror. You are adjusting the face it reflects. You no longer resist the outer. You reshape it at the cause. That's where you win. That's where the millionaire wins. That's where the lottery is truly claimed. You'll begin to see wealth as something you carry, not something you acquire. Prosperity as a condition of mind, not a condition of circumstances. And from that knowing, opportunities will emerge where there were none. Doors will open without knocking. Things will align in ways too perfect to be random. But none of it will surprise you, because it's all flowing from the reality you've sustained within. And the more you live this way, the more natural it becomes. You won't need to remind yourself. You won't need to rehearse the feeling. You will simply be it. It will be as effortless as breath, as steady as heartbeat. The lottery may have brought the millions, but it was the inner shift that brought the real wealth. The awareness that nothing is outside of you, that all is within, that everything bows to the imagination that is believed. And so let this be your awakening. You are not hoping to win. You are here to know that you've already won. The ticket, the prize, the millions, they are only symbols. The true victory lies in your ability to claim the unseen, to feel truth before it shows itself, to walk in faith so solid that the world must obey. You are not bound by odds or chance. You are governed by law. And that law is this: what you assume to be true, if persisted in, will harden into fact. This is how millionaires win the lottery. Not through luck, but through imagination. Not through chance, but through conscious creation. Now you know the secret. Now you carry the power. Walk in it, and let the world catch up to your certainty.